let's sort of start off with the Liver King thing, because back in December, Derek from More Plates, More Dates put out a pretty compelling video, and I kind of figured out pretty quickly, and I saw that the Reddit threads do as well. And you were like the source of the original email when he was basically trying to connect with somebody to sort of help him grow his business. Like, he made it very, very clear in the email that he wanted to blow up his business and get lots of views, and he needed to sort of like have the look as well, which is what he sort of developed with his physique. But he lied about his physique, and continuously when he was probed and asked, that he was always natural. When did he hit you up with that email, by the way?
So that was about 1.5 years ago. I think that was the second or third email that we had, because we had a consultation prior. And during that consultation, he basically portrayed himself as a very successful guy, you know, usually a guy that I prefer to work with at that time for coaching. So that was one of the last clients I actually accepted as a coaching client. Then it took a little while for us to get started, because he was busy and I'm quite busy at that time also. And then I sent him a questionnaire that was, forget me if the dates are wrong. I mean, it's been such a long time. I think it was like May or April 2021, give or take. And he filled it out. Also, that took a while. And then we started working together a couple of weeks later. And I saw a ton of red flags. So I decided to let him go. And then, you know, you see him get more popular and more popular. Basically, everything that he said that he wanted to do in that email, he actually accomplished. You know, 1 million subscribers or followers by May 2022, which was last year. So that's quite commendable. But the way he did it, you know, was based on kind of a false premise.
Yeah, there's a lot of deception. So, like, what were the red flags early on for you when you sort of took them on, you know, for a consult?
So I still don't want to go too much in depth because there's a lot more to be said, but it could just hurt the guy further. And the whole idea behind releasing these emails was for him to come clean and end the lie, right? So he could give him a little bit of incentive to finally come clean and you know, address the situation after lying through his teeth about that for 1.5 years, right, to the audience. So I just saw a couple red flags, and for people that coach or do mentorships, they would say, yeah, that, you know, okay. So I decided to, when I took him on, I figured, you know what, the blood work, okay, it's not perfect, but I think it can fix it, right, with time. You know, the diet, it's not perfect, but I feel I can, you know, show some improvements to make him healthier. And after 2 or 3 weeks of miscommunication, and then him saying that he didn't want to make those changes or do further testing regarding organ imaging or blood work, you know, I figured, man, I know exactly where this is going to go. I've coached bodybuilders for over a decade. And when I see that, the reluctancy to take care of your health, it's just not something that I enjoy working with, you know? So I refunded him. Now he says that I didn't refund him, which I'm not sure if that's a tactic to get me to release a PayPal statement with his full address, because that's even worse than releasing emails. It's basically doxing a guy. So I'm not sure if that's a tactic, but I'm 100% sure that I refunded this guy. And otherwise, I wouldn't understand why somebody would wait 1.5 years to bring that up. Why would you?
Yeah, that must have been hard to sit on your fingers during that time, like not saying anything, you know, seeing him on podcasts saying, oh yeah, I'm totally natty, I've never touched this stuff, never would touch, you know, with the hand up in the air like this.
Yeah,
that, right?
Yeah, so it was pretty, honestly, it was painful, right? And the position the guy wanted to put me in, basically he wanted to keep me, you know, in the background, which I don't mind. I've shadow coached people and helped people that are known or compete at the world championships, but they're subject to drug testing. I help them beat the drug tests and everything, but those guys don't go around pretending to be natural and sell a fake image. Yeah, supplements that are, you know, an image that is unobtainable without
take this capsule of like a beef liver or something and you'll look like me is basically what he's, you know, purporting anyway.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So those guys that I help, they don't have to worry about anything because they're not disingenuous. But this guy, you know, he goes on a Mark Bell podcast and he you know, for hours tries to convince him that he's natural, to the point Mark Bell actually believed him. And I felt bad for the guy. I'm like, man, I can't believe this, you know. So Derek got some evidence and I got some evidence. We talked about this for quite some time. And after a while, I just had enough. I'm just like, you know what, this needs to end. Give this guy an opportunity to come clean. and get started on the documentary. So I gave him permission to use those emails in a redacted form. And those are 2 emails out of 25,000, if not more, that I've received over the last 10 to 15 years that I've been trying to help people. So a lot of people went quite hard on me, right, for the last month, 6 weeks, that, oh, you should never release those emails. And, for the other, hundreds of people that I've helped, that would never happen because they were not disingenuous. So people say that, I'm a leaker and a snitch and a rat and this and that, but somebody has to be the whistleblower in this case. And I was part of it. But of course, as the former coach for 2-3 weeks, you're the one that gets the most fire out of it. So anyway, I gave Derek permission to release it. And then, well, people knew within 4 to 5 days that it was my email.
Yeah, it's amazing how people like overinvest in like these ideas and these notions and these ego investments. Like, how could you betray somebody like the guy's a piece of shit? Like it's. I mean, it was clear to me from the get-go. People asked me, when he started to rise in fame, when I was doing Q&As or podcasts, like every once in a while, somebody would call in and be like, what do you think of this Liver King guy? I think he's natty. And I'd look at him and be like, are you kidding me? Like the vascularity, the size of the veins are like ropes going down his arms. He's huge, for like in your 40s. It's impossible for your nuts to produce that amount of testosterone. Like you'd have to be.
I've never seen it in my life. And I've seen some very good drug-free athletes, some phenomenal drug-free athletes who didn't even look close to him. So everybody in the bodybuilding community, everybody with a brain knew. Everybody with a brain knew. So what I realize now is that basically I tried to better the well-being of the general population. And are you still there? Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. So I try to basically better the well-being of the general population to make them understand that this is not possible without steroids, and the guy's lying to you guys. And it was exactly the general population that hated me for it, but it was the bodybuilding community and the people that knew exactly what was going on, that understood. What? This is just another charlatan that's going to come rise and fall within 1 or 2 years, and that's part of the fitness industry.
Right.
So it was a very particular situation. I thought about it very, very long and carefully for over a year. And at one point I just saw that the guy tried to undo a lot of our hard work, to educate men on what you should do. And that's being healthy and doing your blood work and brushing your teeth and wiping your ass. So,
whatever happened to the blood labs? There was indication in Derek's video that there was more coming with blood labs.
So they had a conversation, and on request, that blood work will not be released for now. Yeah. So that was a friendly conversation, and then he still shitted on me, but I understand. It's okay.
Can't please everybody.
I made a redaction on my statement, right? Because I wanted to wait what his statement was going to be. And then when I watched his statement, I'm like, dude, I should have released this like over a year ago when he just got started with this nonsense. Then it would have saved a lot of people a lot of heartache now. But yeah, I mean, as a former coach, you feel a little bit conflicted about it. So when I saw that apology video, I made my statement. But then based on the discussion he and Derek had, it was a friendly discussion as far as I know, I redacted another 10 to 12 minutes, not to aggravate the situation any further, just to make people understand why I did what I did. And that video went quite viral for my channel, 150,000 views. And that was the end of it. Then I went on holiday, and then I was wondering if I was going to meet the guy at the Mr. Olympia or not. But he didn't show up, and nobody did. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, usually when this kind of, like for our generation, if there's drama, you would like to have a conversation, right?
Yeah.
So maybe, I don't know.
I really hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full-length podcast, you can find that over here, that clip's from. If you're newer to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe over here, and pin down below in the top comment, you'll find a bunch of useful links to my website, my supplement line, books, and a bunch of other stuff. Have an amazing day. Peace out.